thought it could have been his best start in this run. For the simple reason was he was really struggling with command of his fastball. Best pitch was his changeup, but when good pitchers don't have their best stuff, they still find ways to compete at a high level, and that's exactly what Danny did with the help of some great defense. But very impressive job with what he did today.
And I know he's not getting as frustrated as maybe he did in the past, but a lot of bloop hits and kind of fluky knocks from the Twins.
Well, I mean, he got out of some big jams. I mean, bases loaded, nobody out, and, made big pitches when he needed to. And, that was one of those grinder games that, he had to grind out, and it's exactly what he did.
Yeah, that bases loaded jam in the second. Alex Cuthbert, some big defensive plays there.
Yeah, that was huge. And, Esky making, a great plays. The play later in the game, Cuthbert made it didn't look like it was a difficult play, but it was an extremely difficult play to get us out of that inning. And, just defensively, we've been very, very solid.
About this before, but the bullpen, too, is just in total shutdown mode.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we got Danny's pitch count was still manageable in the seventh inning there with 2 outs. And, I just didn't want to take a chance of making a mistake with Sano. I mean, he's just a guy that if you make a mistake, he's going to hit it a long way. And knowing that Danny was, competing extremely well, but struggling to command his fastball, I didn't want to put him in that spot. And Moylan came in, did a phenomenal job getting him out, and then Jack with a clean inning and Herrera with a clean inning was nice to see.
Was any defensive play really stood out for you today?
No, Kane made a great play. Esky made it. That was a tough play that Monty made there in the 8th inning. That's a tough play. We just made, some really, really good plays. Gordy out in the outfield, that was a tremendous play right there. His first one, his second one was really good too.
And just enough. Santana obviously was very good today.
Well, you look at Santana's numbers here the last 6 or 7 starts, and he's been throwing the ball extremely well. So we knew that we were going to probably be in for a tough day, and Irva was on top of his game. Really good slider. We got when Morales hit the double, we had the opportunity there. Gordy couldn't put the ball in play, and Esky got up and did just that. Put the ball in play in the middle of the diamond so that we could score a run, and then Haas's big double was huge right there because we were just really struggling to create offense against a pitcher that was having a really good day.
Ned, you've talked about it all season. This team, when your ball club gets hot, it seems like it picks everybody up. How do you explain that?
I can't. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it. You just ride it, and it's funny when they get cold together too. It's just we joke about it, but it's true. It's a close-knit group, and I think when they when they start to struggle a little bit, it's just everybody takes it upon themselves to pick up the load and puts a little bit too much pressure on themselves. And when we're playing like we are right now, everybody's relaxed and loose and going up and having great at bats, and everybody's just, quite frankly, just doing their job.
You guys have proven to everybody what you can do. You have nothing to prove anymore, but still, to have this kind of run at the end of the year, it's just got to be a great feeling for everybody in that club.
Well, I don't think it's a great. I mean, it feels good. Don't get me wrong, but it's a run that was not, unexpected. We knew even when we were struggling, we were going to get it together and go on a nice run, and make things real interesting. So, we were just waiting for that to happen.
Ned, can you talk about the mental aspect that Danny has to go through after you start in the bullpen, when you're stretched out as a starter? Now he's become one of the best pitchers in the league. What does that do to a guy from a mental standpoint?
Well, it's just confidence, I think, more than anything else. He's got supreme confidence in his abilities, and even today, knowing that he was struggling to command his fastball, he didn't freak out. He just stayed very calm and continued to try to make pitches. Where in the past he'd probably try to invent things, to try to, cover for his inability to command the baseball the way that he has his last, 6 or 7 starts. But, starters, especially really good ones like Danny's become, they're going to have their good stuff probably, 8 to 10 times a year where they're just going to dominate. And then they're going to have, stuff where they're just going to get hammered probably 4 or 5 times a year. And the rest of the starts, out of 33 starts, you're not going to have your best stuff. You got to learn how to compete. And Danny's learned his lessons well.